want to talk about this client who came to me. It was actually my first job on Fiverr. I have a Fiverr link where I do write petition for people. And I will tell you, I was taken aback when this person sent me their, their resume because they don't have a bachelor's degree. And yes, so if you want to know more about this petition and how I, came up with the proposed endeavor, stay with me as I'll be giving you tips on how you could, write your own petition and successfully get it approved. Like I mentioned, I'm talking about some of the success stories that I've achieved. And in today, I want to talk about for sake of anonymity, I want to call this person Jane. Jane, who came to me through Fiverr and wants me to write a petition. And when I was looking at Jane's credential, Jane doesn't even have a bachelor's degree. Jane has what the US call associate degree, which is like a 2 or 3 years of study. It's not a bachelor's degree. It's just like something I would call a diploma. And Jane has all her credentials, not that much, not that bulky, in religious study. And Jane is also an ordained pastor. So that means Jane is a member of professional organization and has license to be a pastor in the United States. So when I saw Jane's petition, she has written with two lawyers, not the big lawyers per se, who have written their case, submitted, and it was denied. And Jane was so eager to try it with me. And I didn't do more of convincing her that I could do the job, but Jane knew something in her tells her that this guy can do the job. So I took Jane's case, I started writing, and Jane had a business plan of starting a non-profit in the United States. Nothing so particular, just as a non-profit related to starting a church. Her proposed endeavor was to start a church, which is the main proposed endeavor and the non-profit organization. I was early in the game of writing petitions, so I wasn't that experienced. But I will tell you that this petition, made me understand that sometimes the ordinary things you see around you might be what you could use to write your petition. And what do I mean? Stay with me as I will give you more details. So I wrote that petition, delivered it to Jane. Jane submitted to USCIS. And we got an RFE. They said that she was well positioned to advance her proposed endeavor. Like I said, Jane Hall had all her credentials in theology and in religion, where she's a member of professional organization. She's an ordained pastor in the United States. And Jane has actually done summer schools helping people with disabilities, where in that field, she received a thank you note from the director of the summer school where she was taking care of children in a religious Bible camp. Jane got the RFE, and the RFE was focusing on the national importance of opening a church. So I was so glad that it came out better asking for only prong one, because the two lawyers who wrote the petition, they were denied on the three prongs. So it was like, oh, you know how to do this. And this Jane was confident in what I could do, saying that she had only one prong and the labor certification to make up for. So what did I do? I did my research, write that response. Jane sent it in, but it was denied. It was a sad moment for me knowing that I just wasted Jane's money and time to give her a crappy RFE that did not win the case. I felt bad because Jane believed so much in me. So at that moment, I suggested to her, let's appeal the case. But Jane wasn't ready to appeal the case. Jane suggested to me, let us write a new petition and let's see what we could do. So I told Jane, let's do it this way. I'm going to write an appeal for you free, and we are going to use the appeal to craft a new petition for you. So what happened? I went to church one Sunday morning and I looked at every of my church members and I looked at what happened, what everyone in the church, including my pastor. I was attending a church where more than half of our church members were drug addicts. They were drug addicts that were recovering from alcohol abuse and what have you. My pastor at that time was an ex-convict who actually understand what Jesus Christ have done for him. So the pastor started an alcohol recovery center where they help people with alcohol abuse to recover from that addiction. So I went to church, and knowing that our church is full of those guys who are recovering from alcohol and drug abuse, I just suddenly had an idea that, wow, why don't I add this as part of the proposed endeavor and see what we could do? And I also, from the church I was attending at that time, that same church, every first Wednesday, the church organizes a come dine, come eat. Everyone in the community, they invite everyone, and people come to eat. They share food, and we all sit down, eat, and share the Bible. So I got an idea that, wow, what is happening here? This could be what this lady needs to win her case. So I wrote a new petition on her endeavor, in addition to what I've already written, that stating that she's going to start an alcohol and drug abuse recovery center, in addition to having a food bank to her church. So when I got that idea, I knew this was what she needed to win her case. That this is what Jane needed to win her case. So I sold the idea to Jane. Jane wasn't confident, but I told Jane, I have nothing to lose here, and I don't think you have any idea. If you have any idea, sell it to me, but this is what I can offer you. So Jane went with me on that idea, and we wrote that petition on that new idea, starting a church with an alcohol and drug abuse recovery center that is going to help Americans who are struggling from drug abuse recover from that addiction. And that addiction is going to benefit the economy in return. In addition, we say we are going to start a food bank. So our food bank is going to fight hunger and homelessness somehow within America. So this was what happened. She sent in the petition and the appeal. The petition came back 15 days later, approved. And the appeal came back roughly 6 months later, denied. But I was so glad that I went with the new idea that I got in church. And why am I telling this story? Why am I sharing this success story? That if you are wondering how you want to, do your proposed endeavor, you could look around your environment. You might get ideas. And for us, it was what was around us, the church we attend. That was where we got idea. And I would also tell you that there was a church I was attending in Nashville, Tennessee, when I was a grad student, and we had a church administrator, and the church administrator was being paid from the church tithes and offering. And if you go to church, you understand that. And I also put in that Jane is going to hire a church administrator who is going to be paid from the church money from tithes and offering. And I went ahead to show that churches make thousands of money from tithes and offerings. So her church is going to make money. She's going to have money to pay her, her employee. And with that, she's going to put back money in the hands of America. And that was how we got this idea, coupled the whole petition together, because with that, we were able to demonstrate that starting a church in America will substantially benefit the United States, employ America, fight hunger, and help Americans that are suffering from drug abuse and alcohol abuse. So, if you're wondering how you could get ideas for your proposed endeavor, stay with me as I will be making more of these success stories to help you navigate your green card journey. Remember, most of the stories I'm sharing here, They are live cases that I've worked on, but I cannot disclose to you what are the three details that I put in there. That is why I actually went for Jane as a name, and I'm not disclosing to you the country that Jane comes from. But the most important thing, I'm sharing a success story that will help you write your green card, your EB2 NIW petition. And if you feel you got value for this video, please go ahead, like my video, share it with your friends and family, as I will be making more of this video that tells you how I win my cases. I have made a video documenting how I got my EB2 NIW. Click this link to watch that video. If you're wondering how you could pay for your I-140 petition, click this video as I have shown you how you could use a money order or whether you could use a credit card. Thank you for watching this video. I will see you in my next one. Peace.